Good afternoon. It's 3:30 again. I want to share with you today a question, an accountability question. And it has occurred to me, I actually talked to my wife about this earlier today. A lot of my posts that I've been doing lately have to do with accountability moments in different areas. I had not intentionally decided to be on an accountability spur, but that seems to be what's happening. But today I do want to ask you another accountability question. And that is, what is inside you so much that that's what people know you for? What are you full of? I used to work at a prison, and several times when I'm doing these videos, you'll hear me make references to that, because there were some amusing things that happened when I was working at the prison. A lot of times I would hear inmates say, and I'm sure you've heard this in your workplace or school, "Man, you full of," well, you can fill in the blank there. Usually it was not a compliment. Most of the time it was kind of a slam or a criticism. But there were certain people that were known for certain things. And sometimes objects can be known for one thing or another. One of the things that happened at the prison that was funny to me was we made coffee sometimes when I was at the prison. And the coffee that I was able to get in there, that I was able to make there, was not very good. And so we would have to add creamer or sugar or something to it to make it palatable to those of us that had things other than that prison level coffee. But the man that worked with me actually brought in coffee at the time. And sometimes it was good, sometimes not so good. But I had bought at the store or received as a gift some little bottles of hot sauce about so big. You may have seen those. And once I'd used all the hot sauce out of that little bottle, I filled it up with a vanilla flavored coffee syrup that I would take into the prison and put in my coffee to add a little flavor to it. And I liked that. It was the nearest thing to gourmet coffee that I could get on the inside there while I was working. Well, the inmates saw that I was putting something in my coffee, but some of them didn't ask me what it was. They just assumed that they knew what it was. And so one day I heard a couple of them talking about how nasty it was and how strange I must be because I put hot sauce in my coffee. And they were talking about the fact that they had tried it. Now, they didn't know that I could hear them from where I was. But they were talking about trying that. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried putting a little hot sauce in your coffee or not. Once or twice I've tried different kinds. Sometimes with semi-good results. Sometimes it's just nasty and messed up my coffee. Depending on what mood I was in, what I was doing, sometimes a little cinnamon or something in your coffee just gives a little different taste. Some of you are coffee purists and you really don't like what I'm talking about. Hold on to that coffee purist idea. And you can use that for a I should be holy on the inside illustration of your own. You should develop that one out. Make a good sermon. But the idea that they thought they knew what I was doing because of what they saw was amusing. They had made assumptions based on what they thought they saw. They didn't see me putting hot sauce in my coffee. They saw me putting vanilla flavoring in my coffee. They made an assumption and they made a mistake. In that case, that was funny. And they learned something from it. And by the way, I never told them any different. I just let them go. Because I didn't want any of them trying to steal my vanilla flavoring that I was putting in my coffee. But it made me think today when I was asking this, what are you full of? What's within you? My accountability question for you is, what is inside you that is really going to come out? And is what people think they see in you who you really are? We should be so good, strong, so full of integrity on the inside that should bleed out to the outside. And what people see on the outside is sometimes different from what's on the inside. We can't always govern what people think they see on the outside. For instance, this is one of my Integrity Project coffee cups. It's a nice coffee cup. This one is a cup that I got from one of my friends' business, and it says Children Nissan on the outside of it. Now, I don't drink Nissans out of this one, and I don't get integrity out of this one. Both of these are coffee cups. And generally, they'll either have coffee in them, sometimes tea, and occasionally water. But you don't get integrity from this cup, and you don't get a car from this cup. We get coffee from these cups. My accountability question for you today is, what are people getting out of you? What are you really putting into the world? Is it negativity or positivity? Is it hatred? Is it love? Are you speaking sharply and expecting people to think they should know that I love them because I tell them all the time I love? Hold up. What's pouring out of you? What are you really made of? What are you full of? Do you need to tweak it, or do you need to open the faucet so it can flow better? Look, you can make a positive difference. You can be a positive difference. I know you can, because I believe in you. Do it well, and remember, what's on the inside should show up on the outside.